Beach FM, locals talking to locals.
We say good morning to Kathy Spiers, board member of the Paraparaumu Raumati Community Board. Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning, Nigel.
Nice to see you in here. Lovely day. Good weekend.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Very busy with family, but it was good.
Didn't go on the run that was organised from Otarawa Park.
No, not very good at running.
No. Well, you could walk it. They say about 200 turned out.
Oh, that was great.
So
good.
that park's getting a bit of use now,
it is,
isn't it?
yes.
Yeah.
It's really good.
The entrance to it and that from, anybody complained about that?
I'm not sure, but I do know that council was looking for a second entrance, and I'm not sure if that's been accomplished yet or not.
Right.
So hopefully it will be one day soon.
Now, what about the ANT program? Did you go to that meeting?
I did go down to the ANT meeting yesterday, yes, and it was well attended.
Yeah.
But it was all about, there was one chap down there and he cut a branch off his tree and he was covered in ants.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, just covered.
Yes.
Had to go inside and have a shower.
Right.
But they just get everywhere. There's Jenny, she's on the Raumati South Residents Association.
Yes.
Absolutely brilliant. She's done so much work with the ants and what type of ants they are. But you need to identify the Argentine ants because there's native ants and there's white-legged ants and there's all other different kinds of ants. So you don't want to kill off all the other ants as well. But she had this mixture that you can make up, borax with sugar and water and something else, and you put it in little pill bottles and they take them back. But you got to be careful. You can't have it too wet and you can't have it too dry. But they're just everywhere, and it's just everywhere in the house, all over the walls, just hundreds and thousands of them.
Yes.
So, but Greater Wellington Regional Council representative was there, and they're trying to control them, around Queen Elizabeth Park and that as well, and be helpful. But of course, that's who pays for it all to be done. But then the pest control chap was there, and he said he can do it inside your house and outside your house for about $250, $300, and it will last between 6 and 12 months.
Okay.
So some people had that done and were really good. But I think a lot of the issue too was about, who's going to pay, because we've got a lot of people on, fixed incomes and trying to deal with the ants. But Jenny was marvellous, so full of knowledge. So if you want to get hold of Jenny, she's trying to set up a group in Raumati South to try and, deal with the ants. And it's like the neighbours all have to get together. There's no point in doing your house. And if the neighbours it's getting, a block of people to join together and do it all together. And Jenny's trying to form a group, so if anybody wants any information, you just get hold of the Raumati South, or Guy Burns, he's chaired it yesterday from the Paraparaumu Community Board.
They say those nests can go for miles too, can't they?
Yes, yeah. Oh, yes.
I mean, you might think, I'll put some of your borax in there, but about a K down the road, it's the same sort of nest.
That's right, yes. But when people move from place to place, they can take them with their pot plants, you see. So people coming down from Auckland or wherever, they just travel with the people moving house.
Goodness.
So, no, they're horrible. I wouldn't like to have them.
No, that's dead right. So, Jenny or Guy Burns?
Yes.
What's Jenny's surname?
I'm not sure of Jenny's surname. Guy Burns will let you know.
He'll be able to let you know.
Yes,
okay. So if anybody wants to talk further, Guy Burns, he's on his cell phone 021 262 4645. Well attended meeting, I suppose.
Yes, it was. It was really, lots of people
there. I'd hate to have
there.
those things.
I know, creepy things, but I think the sand is more susceptible to the ants.
Right. Do you think the warm weather, did they mention that?
Yes, the warm weather as well has brought more in.
So winter time might kill a few off?
Yes, they seem to hibernate in the winter time. It's really the summer and the heat.
So that'll be the time to get the nests if you
that's
could.
Right. Yes, but you've got to keep them out of the rain.
Right, Health news, you're involved with health news. What have we got there today?
Right, yes, thank you, Nigel, for the opportunity. I just wanted to get the community up to date with what's the advocacy group's been doing. So we took and it was on your news item this morning, the Mayor's put out a press release that we're trying to get the Wellington Free Ambulance fully funded by the central government. They have to raise $5 million every year to keep the Wellington Free going. So, and all the mayors in the Wellington region have picked it up, which is really, really good. So hopefully the mayor will also put a remit to the local government conference this year, requesting that the government also funds all the St John ambulance throughout the country. So,
I was going to say, if you do the Wellington Free Ambulance, you've got to do St John's, haven't you?
Yes, that's right.
Because they pay their own way, don't they?
Yes. So hopefully, it go through the local government to get all the mayors. That's the easiest way, I think, to get the mayors across the country to do that.
And then that's got to go to the Minister of Health.
Yes.
And the new government.
Yes, and there was a good response for the Wellington Free. He's got his advisors looking at it and wanting to get some information information back on that. But it's just like $5 million is a lot, but all the other, like your Life Flight Trust and all those, Westpac helicopters trying to raise funds as well, and it's all coming out of the Wellington region, plus your cancer societies and all the other community groups going for the same dollar.
So the Life Flight Trust is separate from the ambulance, is it?
Yes, it is. I think so.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, Wellington Free. Yes.
Because they do a marvellous job.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, yeah.
And they got to get a fair bit of money. I forget how much it was. I was talking to Annette King about it. She's the chairperson of the Life Flight Trust. It's a huge amount of money each year.
Yes. Well, I mean, they came knocking on the door a couple of years ago to people, so yeah, I just automatically give them $25 a month, and people can do that. Just just little bits and pieces all add up. So just to keep it going.
So you say for the ambulance, it's what, $5 million?
$5 million a year they have to raise.
Is that just for our area?
For Wellington, for the Wellington Free area, which goes from Kapiti over to the Wairarapa.
Right.
Yeah. So, and it's a lot of money to pull out of the Wellington community.
Because the person who uses it doesn't have to pay.
No.
But they can give a donation, I suppose.
That's right. Yes. And also the advocacy group, there is no Kapiti representative on the Kaplan Coast District Health Board, the board that sits itself, that when they're elected, but 4 members are appointed by the government. So the mayor's become by default my secretary. So the mayor has written to the Minister of Health again, requesting that a person from Kapiti be appointed to the board. So the minister has asked for names. Unfortunately, the contract goes till the end of 2019. So, but it's looking favourable that Kapiti will get a appointed representative on the Kaplan Coast District Health Board. Right. So that's good as well.
It is indeed.
It is, yes. And then there's cross-boundary agreements, and there is agreement for people from Otaki accessing Wellington Hospital. There is an agreement set in place. It was 2004. Mid-Central District Health Board are trying to locate that agreement for me. But so there are services in Wellington Hospital that people from Otaki are able to access.
Right.
But I understand they're kind of like emergencies, and like if people have family in Kapiti, that they can go to Wellington. But I'm trying to get this agreement. So I know exactly what services they can get. But in the past, sometimes St John's brings the people to Peka and the Wellington Free will pick them up.
Yeah, I was going to say, so this new agreement for the Wellington Free ambulance, would it include Otaki?
Well, hopefully so, and I'm hoping that if we can get this fully funded, Wellington Free, then it may release up some, so they can access people in Otaki. Yes. Because if it's government funded, maybe they're able to do that. So, but both the District Health Board or the Wellington Frees will have to talk to St John's, but I'm sure they'll talk to each other, that's for sure. So, but it's just sometimes people in Otaki have family down this way, and going to Palmerston North, it just makes it difficult for visiting and things. So,
sure.
Yeah, so
mind you, with the rating system, it's most probably easier to go to Palmerston than Wellington, to be quite honest. Right.
Then also the government's setting up this mental health strategy, or the inquiry into mental health services. So we've also written to, what's his name? There's Ron Patterson. He used to be the Health and Disability Commission from 2000 to 2010. And there's also Dr. Barbara Disley. She's the former Mental Health Foundation Director. So we've written to them to ask them to come up to Kapiti to speak to our advocacy group on exactly what the inquiry details, because there's depression is on the increase, mental health is in crisis, so we need something done, as soon as possibly can. So we've invited them up to make sure that Kapiti is included in this inquiry, which they undertake. So that's really, really good. And also through the health advocacy group, ambulance services are also now talking to access home support services. So they coordinate, because sometimes when the ambulance take people home, elderly people or anybody on their own, they just leave them. So now they inform access home support services that there are people on their own, and they follow them up.
All right, so I didn't know we had an access group.
Home support.
Support.
Yeah, they're the new contractors from Mid-Central that go in and help all the elderly people here.
That's Mid-Central?
No, Kaplan Coast.
Oh, Kaplan Coast.
Yes, it helped all the people that home support services.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's over 1,000 people in Kapiti receiving home support services.
All right.
There's 4,000, just over 4,000 on their books, and over 1,000 live in Kapiti that they look after and help on a daily basis.
So when the ambulance brings somebody home at 2 o'clock in the morning, they advise this group?
Well, probably not 2 o'clock, but they advise Access Home Support that this person's on their own and they probably need support. So that's really good. So it's trying to connect the different groups in the community so they're talking to each other and helping each other out. So that's good.
So they've got plenty of people to help in that Access group?
No, I think sometimes they get a bit short-staffed and there have been some issues with, people not turning out, but there's a wonderful woman there now running Access and she's doing her utmost and her best to hope that the system runs smoothly. So they're
qualified people? Or?
They do training
yes.
when they work there, but
I'm just thinking it might be changing of dressings and things like that. Have they got to have that?
Oh, well, they have district nurses for that as well.
Okay.
Yes. I know they
so
put on.
So it's really just to support, make a cup of tea and get their breakfast.
And ensure they take their medicines and and sometimes and help with showering and dressing and doing meals. People with strokes are unable to do their meals sometimes, so they need help with meals and doing those things. I think they're phasing out the housework as more personal care, just to make sure that people don't fall over when they're in the shower and things like that. So no, it's quite a big business around here with and then the social isolation, so we're trying to get that sorted as well. There's over 4,000 people in Kapiti living on their own. And they've got issues with maternity services and they're overflowed evidently at the hospitals now, so we need more mothers birthing in Kapiti if we possibly can.
How's our birthing unit going? Is it?
They've only got one birthing bed, but only 25% of women give birth in Paraparaumu. 75% go to Wellington.
Is that their choice?
Sometimes it's their choice, and sometimes it needs to be. It's because of emergencies
or medical reasons too, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it would be good to have increased, services in Kapiti, so women didn't have to travel to Wellington all the time. And
so our unit's got fully qualified nurses, midwives.
Yes. Totally. Really good place to be. It's just increasing the confidence in the woman to birth in Paraparaumu. So there's lots and lots going on.
There is indeed. But you've kept us up to date. That's fantastic. You'll have to come again.
I know, and we're doing an action plan at the moment to go through our priorities because transport's a huge issue.
Yes.
Because sometimes people have to go to Wellington for different things, and it's just coordinating the people. Sometimes people don't mind going by unit, but. And then they catch the shuttle from Keneperu. So we're going to try and get the shuttle to meet them at the railway station so that people don't have to go from the railway station up to Keneperu and then get on the shuttle. So there's all those kind of things going on. So after hours GP services, because 29% of people that ambulances take to Wellington Hospital are not admitted. So it's trying to get after hours GP up here so they can be triaged in Kapiti and don't have the go to Wellington, not be admitted, and then try and find a way back home.
Goodness.
So there's lots.
Yeah.
Anything else?
And we're all aging, and we need more and more.
Absolutely.
That's a problem, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes. Yeah. Evidently, at the turn of the century, the people only lived till they were around 46 years of age. I heard the other week when we had Helen Rigby from Kaplan Coast gave us a presentation on aged care planning.
Yes.
But see, now people are living to about 80, 90, 100.
Yeah, so. No trouble at all.
No, absolutely.
Kathy, we thank you very much for your valuable time this morning. We do invite you to come back again, though. Just keep us up to date when the Chairman, Johnny Best, decides good idea.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Nigel.
Good on you. Kathy Spiers.
106.3 Beach FM.